Okay, this is my mango cluster where it's got cut off branches, overgrown cut off branches, rotten branches here, here. These are a couple of branches there. Now, so I'm trying to decide which way I want to cut this. Do I want this the bottom or the top? The intent would be to split it this way, and the question is whether I want to have the rim be here of the lid, of the top, and then the bottom being down here, or do I want this in the bottom? But if, and I thought about that a little bit, but if I make this the bottom, I'm going to end up with this there, but this will disappear, you know, there won't be much. I mean, there's probably a lot of interesting stuff going on inside this log, I don't know. But in any case, I think what I'm going to do is sacrifice this by making this the top. And these will obviously still be in there because they go into the middle of the trunk and they'll have features. This one, these might be gone. But this, and this, and this all will be on the rim. The next question is which axis, you know, how do I align the saw so that I get a nice rim that this is planar with this and planar with this, so that it doesn't have a big drop on one side or the other. And my thought is I'm going to try and make it planar with this, and this, where this might go away some. I can be planar down here. So I'm going to cut it parallel to that line. And then my next question is, since my lathe only does 18 inches, and there's 18 inches, it's obvious that it can do it. So, and I'll have most of this will still be inside. But when I cut this, it's going to be interesting, so we'll see. So I've done the initial cut. I think that'll work. Now I got to cut off that end and maybe chop off the tips of those. So some of these are going to be gone because they're sticking out beyond where my 18 inches will allow. So we'll see. I'm going to cut some more. So there's the top, and let me flip it over. And there's the bottom. So we'll see what I get. Well, my drill press can only drill in the center of something that's 6 3/4 inch radius, so 13 and a half inches. This is bigger than that, so I'm going to have to hand drill here to allow for my woodworm screw, or any other way I do this. So I've got to chisel this out because I don't think I can drill with a Forstner bit when it's hitting only on one side. So I'm going to have to do some of the work ahead of time with a chisel. Okay, here's my piece of mango, as big as I can pretty much fit. I had to saw off a few pieces. This weighs about 34 and a half pounds, maybe a little bit more. It was 34.8, but I cut a little bit off like here and a few other places. But it's got a lot of features. This is the top. It's yellow. The wood is very yellow. You can see some rotten overgrown wood here. There's an overgrown branch there that I had to peel off some stuff to clear it. So this is the top, so this is going to be dished down in. And so hopefully all of these branches and overgrown branches will end up in the bowl. It's pretty lopsided. I haven't even turned it up to full speed yet, but we'll see. Okay, I'm pretty close to being done with the outside. I'm not positive yet. You can kind of see here I've curved it inward a little bit. I don't have a nice shape on here yet. There's some lumps and bumps in it. The bottom, I'm probably going to end up making the diameter of the bottom smaller so it comes in further, because I do want this to curve down a little bit more. So I'm going to take more off of here. You can see there's a branch. Here's some dead wood. 2 knots that are probably going to disappear. Maybe, depends on how thick I leave the sidewalls. Sometimes I like to leave the sidewalls thick just to leave features in. If I machine them down to thin walls, that's better for uniform grained wood that isn't going to cut out something that you want to keep. But you never know. Some more dead wood here and here that were cut off and then overgrown. So it's got a lot of features on it. Another more significant feature is, let me switch to this side, and you can see here there's a big split that I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that. I assume I'm going to fill it, but I might not, depending on how substantial the connection is here and here, because obviously it won't go anywhere if it's connected on the 2 ends. It might start vibrating once I cut down far enough that the inside of the bowl hits that same gap that the outside has. So in any case, that's where I am. You can see some included bark here in the bottom. I've got plenty of room to use a fairly large chuck, so I'll probably use my largest chuck just to make sure this gets held nicely, because at some point I'm going to be spinning it without the tailstock on when I flip this around. So that should be better. In any case, it's got a lot of nice color to it. It really looks yellow when I first cut into it, but it doesn't stay that yellow. Okay, so I've put in all the super glue and coffee grounds and so on that I'm going to do, at least from the outside. So there was a big slot here that's all full of, there's regular machining dust in the bottom half of it, and then coffee in the top half. Hopefully I won't expose on this side the coffee or the dust, and on the other side I don't want to expose coffee, so we'll see how it goes. I also put super glue along the bark to wood transition everywhere I could, and that should hopefully hold it at the edge, assuming I don't machine a lot more away. I think I'm only going to go a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it here, but the curve goes like this and then curves up a little bit, and I really want to curve it and actually curve it inward a small amount, and that'll I think look better. But so there, and the yellow is really pretty nice right now. It doesn't stay, I don't think, but it looks nice right now. So in any case, there we are. Okay, I've turned this around now. I've got this sanded to 320. I like this yellow, but I don't know what happens with that. I think it fades away, turns kind of tan or brown. So you can see bark here and there. I've filled this with coffee grounds. There was a big slot here. I reinforced all the bark interfaces with super glue. Now after I put it on, I then machined it so that hopefully the glue worked. I think it will. I've done it that way before. You can see several overgrown cutoffs that are rotting. So overall, it looks pretty cool. Here, let me come over this way. So I haven't done much here yet. I've got this, this is where you can see where my woodworm screw was. And I'm probably going to lose these 2 bumps here, but I'll have most of these others features will have something. This one will probably go away too, because I'm guessing I'm going to leave this about an inch thick or an inch and a half, and so that's like right here. Now I don't know where that comes from down inside, so it's probably towards the center of the tree though, so you'll probably lose it, but it might be on the bottom of the bowl. Same thing here, these might end up being on the bottom of the bowl. You can see they overgrew branches that were cut off. So they're interesting, but they won't show up when I get done, because an inch and a half will probably mean I'm cutting right through there. In any case, that's where I am. Okay, I have fixed, or I've let this dry a bit, and I can't microwave it, and I don't really want to stick it in my oven that I use in the kitchen. It's too big to fit in the microwave I have in the garage. So I've got it down to maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches thick, and I'm letting it dry. It's dried quite a bit. Here in Florida, it doesn't get down as low as some people up north have. But what I've done is, because of that, it shrank and caused a few cracks, especially along these areas where it's dark. And so I've filled those with sawdust and super glue. And you can see here where the pith it was, and or is, and I've sealed a few of those cracks off. So we'll see. I think it'll work out for me. But I'm also just going to machine it some more and see what happens. Okay, I did the super glue and sawdust and coffee grounds and whatever, and then I've sanded this down to 320, so it's nice and smooth now. It's got some nice coloring here, some orange and yellow. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare, but in any case, there's a lot of softer, dark wood areas where I stuck super glue and sawdust. I think that little light colored line is right here is sawdust. Now I've got to finish machining the inside. I'm probably going to take another ½ an inch. I want to leave some thickness. If I take a ½ an inch though, this will be just a little stub. So I'm still debating, but I definitely got to go deeper, because it's like 2 or 3 inches thick on the bottom, so I've got a lot of room on the bottom. Excuse me. Well, I'm not having troubles per se, but this is definitely a very hard machine. It's not, even though there's mostly light colored wood, this dark stuff is different hardness, so it causes a lot of vibration. I'm only up to 450, I think, is my RPMs. But in any case, it's bouncing around a lot. And there's a pretty good sized hole in here too, so it's was rotting away. So I think I'll leave it, and I'll have to probably do some super glue work on it when I get it down to the thickness I want. Okay, I'm gonna measure my moisture, which on the outside I think is like 17%. The inside, where I've just got done machining, is 40% or so. It was bouncing around quite a bit, but as much as 40%. Pretty heavy moisture content, and every time you expose more new wood, it's going to be more. Okay, I'm going to put Minwax sanding sealer on here now. I think I'm ready. Got the inside and outside sanded to 320, and I'm getting ready to pour some of this, and then I'll get to it. Figure out how to open it. Okay, here's my mango bowl, a view of the inside. I've put a coat of sanding sealer and a coat of polyurethane on it. Let me spin it or turn it a little bit just so you can see what it looks like. This will probably be better than my final shot. It's a lot of what do they call it? Character. So it's got orange and dark black and brown and tan and red and just a variety. So live edge. I kept all the bark all the way around. I did have to super glue it in place in a couple of places just to make sure it didn't come loose. Okay, I'm going to try and hold this kind of steady. So there you can see a lot of color variation and got a lot of glare there. I wish I could get rid of that. There's some live edge.
If you like what you see, please like and subscribe for more similar wood turning videos. Please comment on the video and I should respond. I make a video about once a week.
The bowl is about 13 by 8, so it's pretty big. That's the biggest I seem to get. I started out, it was touching the rails of the bed, so it was 18 inches in diameter when I started, and I ended up cutting 2.5 inches off to get the shape that I wanted.